Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are finally getting back to playing after a crazy long con season and people getting sick and all kinds of other fun, exciting things. The con season really drug me down. I love going to events, but I'm never going to do, what was it, like 6 in 2 months? Um, that was a little
Something like
bonkers.
that.
Yeah. and some in various locations away from the local area. So,
Yeah, you had to drive what, 3 days to get to one, or two
yeah,
days to
we
get to
drove
one?
from the Seattle area to Indianapolis, and then the last one we did just recently was up in Vancouver, which was really nice. But oh man, the hotel rooms were ridiculous. Ouch.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and yep,
Yeah, I was like, oh, even with the exchange rate, it still hurt. But
yeah, yeah.
let me turn it over to our esteemed game master, so he can
Uh,
start to abuse us.
yeah, you'll die first. So just I want to apologize to everybody who's been expecting a game to happen. I've been down with the Rona for a couple of weeks, and still just getting over it. But we're back now, and hopefully we've got the kinks worked out. We're on a new version, I guess, instance, if you want to call it that, of Roll20, where we have some upgraded character sheets. So that'll hopefully streamline things a little bit. And I'll give you a brief summary as to what happened. So our party managed to basically land the boat on a beach deep underground. Were attacked by some crab monstrosities on said beach and defeated those with fairly little trouble, and then met a group of beastmen who, unlike the ones they had encountered previously, were friendly and wanted, or at least seemingly friendly, and wanted to escort them to their city, which lays deep underground, the city of Ketat, which is an ancient, ruined, subterranean city of unknown origin. The only thing you've been able to or the party has been able to deduce about it, is that the Beastmen were not the original builders of it. Even from, and so they've come into this giant subterranean cavern where the city resides, and can see that it's mostly in ruins, although it looks like some repairs have been done here and there haphazardly as they make their way down into this cavern, which is illuminated primarily by this bioluminescent fungus that can be found, on the walls of the caverns, conveniently enough. Um, so yeah, the beastmen speak in a. Some of them are able to speak the common tongue, but not very well. They communicate with a lot of grunts and whistles and animal calls, and you notice another thing you didn't initially notice is that a lot of them have these simple. They look like bone or wooden flutes tied by a cord around their necks, and they'll actually take out these flutes and blow a few notes on the flute to communicate with each other. It seems like. Um, so by a variety of signs and signals and that sort of thing, you're able to communicate. And this particular group of beastmen is now escorting them into the ruined city to meet their leader. The leader of what you've come to understand is that their little faction of beastmen, um, who have foreseen in a dream or a prophecy, that sort of thing, and the party itself has been having dreams of meeting a remarkably human-like beastman. She is from the waist up human, but the beast part is the lower legs, basically. So she's got cat-like legs that bend backwards and that sort of thing. The vision that they saw in the dream. So yeah, we were descending into the city. The survivors of the epic battle before, as well as two beastmen that also survived that conflict that have joined them, and that's Right and a humanoid roach person, apparently female, who doesn't communicate very well, just in clicks and that sort of thing. So that's where we left off. And if anyone else wants to fill in anything I may have missed, please feel free to do so.
No, if I remember correctly, in this game, you don't heal very fast. So the time between our last battle and now, we haven't gotten any HP, right?
No, there hasn't been any chance to, excuse me, rest or anything like that. We do have a cleric in the group now, and I don't remember if any healing spells were actually
And we
cast.
do have a problem.
Yes.
Our cleric,
just one problem.
our
Yes,
cleric
yes.
is chaotic. We have a
Right.
lawful member who can't receive healing from him without our cleric having big problems.
Yep,
And our
that is
cleric
true.
fumbled or failed their deity
Yes.
check like 3 times in a row, I think.
That's right. So you get into some interesting things with spell burn, which is actually a little bit different for clerics than it is for wizards, but the consequences can be increasingly dire. So yeah, there's that.
And you say that it's a problem. It's not a problem for me.
I
It's not a
It's a
problem for anybody
problem
else
for
that's
me.
chaotic.
It's a problem for Wright, who happens to be lawful. So
That's Wright's problem.
Yep.
and Wright is the new member of the party, a beast man who resembles basically a minotaur, kind of a shrunk down minotaur.
It's a mini tar.
A minotaur, yeah, if you will. It had to be said. It had to be said. So. All right. So yeah. So the Beastmen will lead you down into the city and into the ruined streets. And the thing that strikes you about it is, as you're descending down into you can tell that there's smoke coming from the chimneys or just holes in the roofs of some of these partially collapsed structures, and but very few. Like you would say, if you were to estimate just from what you're seeing as you come into the ruins, maybe 1 in 10 of these dwellings is actually inhabited. And you can see, like the light coming through, and like maybe a furtive glance out of a window or that sort of thing. And the architecture is unlike anything you've ever seen. Although, judging from the size of the buildings, whoever constructed this city would have at least been human in stature, probably in size, or at least close to it. But it's unlike anything, including the keep, which was on the surface, which was also of alien construction. But these, again, it's just this odd kind of off-putting type of construction, and and you don't see anyone else on the streets. Like I said, once in a while you'll see somebody maybe glancing out of a window, but it's for the most part very quiet down here as they lead you through the mostly deserted streets.
What's the light? Like
so it's a very dim, like it's a dim light. If you can imagine this glowing fungus kind of on the cavern walls, which illuminates. But of course, as the buildings get closer and closer together, that sort of thing, it becomes harder and harder to see without the aid of a torch or something like that. And I believe you did. Some of the beastmen have these kind of bioluminescent, like basically torches, where they're smeared with this fungus. So you do have light sources, but it's if you were to extinguish the lights, it would be pretty dark, especially in here in between the buildings.
As we're traveling, I'd like to kind of, I don't know which direction we're traveling, but I'd like
It's
to
hard
kind
to
of hang back
Sure. Yeah.
just a little bit and attempt to kind of hide in the shadows just a little bit as we're kind of going.
Yeah, it's not hard to do. I'm not even going to have you make a roll. It's because there are shadows everywhere, and you can just kind of, basically you'd be hugging the sides of the buildings. Let me give me a D12 roll, and that's you, right?
Me?
As you
Okay.
kind of yes. Was it Wright that was saying that, or was that Mordecai? I apologize.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, Mordecai.
Okay, Mordecai, actually give me the D12.
I'll take Wright's roll though.
I don't know. You might. Or you? What did he roll?
What if you want to roll low?
I don't know. I rolled a 6.
Okay. Yeah. So because you're close to the buildings, you would be able to, like you pass one where you hear like what sounds like maybe whispering in an unknown language, that sort of thing. But other than that, the buildings all seem completely deserted to you, from what you can tell. Other than, like I said, maybe 1 in 10 is inhabited by what you would assume are more beastmen. You do notice that your escort, the 6 beastmen that are with you. Also, I should point out that beastmen is basically a gender neutral term. So some of them are female, some of them are male, some of them it's impossible to tell. But it just seems like they're not. I don't know. The city has it almost feels like the city is dying a slow death. That's kind of the feeling that you get as you wander through, and there's just like a somber kind of cast to everything.
Great. We're in Detroit.
But they don't. Yeah, kind of like that. But they don't. The beastmen don't seem particularly like alert or on their guard. Like they're not afraid that anything bad is going to happen. That sort of thing. As you make your way through the streets, and seemingly, they seem to know where they're going. But yeah, anyone else want to do anything in particular as you make your way? I should mention also, as you came down into the cavern, you were able to see a couple of prominent landmarks. Like you could see there was a large amphitheater, it looks like, off in the distance, almost like, imagine like a Roman Colosseum type of thing. A tall, towering above the other structures, what looks like a temple complex, and perhaps some sort of a municipal building, like a library or it's some towering edifice. So there's a temple, the amphitheater, and some sort of maybe wizard's tower or library type of thing. Other than that, most of the buildings are 1 story, maybe 2 stories, and they look just like dwellings or maybe shops at one time. Excuse me.
No, we're heading to the person that we had the vision.
Yeah, that's what
right?
That's what you've been told, and basically, and they've led you into this just warren of dwellings and like I said, perhaps old shops and that sort of thing.
Does the temple look ill-fated or hopeless or damned or anything like that?
Let me actually give you the description of it for what you can see. Is it a temple of doom? Perhaps. So it looks like, and this is from a great distance, you can see this. It's built into the rock of the cavern wall, kind of the far wall. So as you're descending down into the city, you look across and you can see it illuminated by this fungus. And the stone is some sort of a black, almost like an obsidian, it looks like. And yeah, it's actually, so you're chaos, correct?
Oh yeah.
It feels like there's a sort of familiar feeling. Okay, even from this distance. So there's something like, it might be off-putting to somebody who is not also of chaos.
So that our one non-chaotic party member's like, oh, this place is
Yeah.
Yeah. Wright's kind of like,
I was excited to meet some more Beastmen, but now I'm a little wary.
Yeah, and you can hear, like I said, it's mostly silent here, but you can hear, like far in the distance, the sound of rushing water. It sounds like a torrential waterfall, like imagine like Niagara Falls or something in the distance. It's just that constant pounding of water going, high velocity over a cliff. And that seems to be also on the opposite end of the cavern.
There's a real Minotaur over there taking a leak.
Yeah, exactly. Or a whole bunch of them, actually, like a legion of Minotaurs that they just. So yeah, in any case, you are led through the streets. Did anyone else want to do anything other than just follow?
No, I'm cool with following at the moment.
Okay, all right. Like I said, you haven't seen no animals. Well, the Beastmen themselves, but nothing like that. But suddenly, a figure staggers out into the street, probably 50 yards ahead of you, a solitary. It looks like it's probably a beastman. And he's staggering in your direction, but apparently almost in a drunken, it looks like a drunken stupor. He like actually runs into a wall at one point, like into one of the houses nearby. And so he's a good 50 yards away at this point. And right now we'll just theater the mind it until we need the map for anything. But the beastmen that are escorting you seem unconcerned.
No, if they're not concerned, there's no reason for us to be, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay. And he is staggering in your direction.
I mean, someone enjoying merriment isn't a need to call for arms.
Mm-hmm. So what's your marching order if you were to put yourselves in? Like, we'll say that up here, see where I just pinged, is going to be the direction you're traveling. So
that's
just
dark.
he would be. So let's say I'm just going to move everybody a little further down here. So you're coming up the street. So somewhere here-ish, right? Okay.
I'll be towards the front.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to be towards the back. Mordecai is.
And then your escort, I can put them out there if needed later, but they're just kind of in a loose formation around you.
Well, just don't be
to either side.
Cockroach thing.
Yeah, the cockroach thing is right here, and she has delicate feelings, and she's very offended by
I believe her name was Bridget.
Regina. Yeah, the Regina, the roach lady. But in any case, so yeah, as this figure staggers closer, and again, your escorts are not paying it any mind. You can tell that it is a beastman, and there's blood streaming down his face from empty eye sockets where his eyes. It looks like his eyes have just been ripped out of their sockets, and the blood is literally streaming like, and he's kind of moaning a little bit in pain as he staggers forward.
Oh, then I am definitely gonna rush to their aid.
Okay, you rush up there, and as he staggers into a wall again and just kind of feels around. And what do you do? Like, he obviously hasn't noticed you because he can't see.
Yeah, I grab him by the shoulders and I say, just, oh my gosh, what happened to you? Stop, sit down.
Yeah,
we gotta find you help.
He'll like make some unintelligible noises, like let's say that this is like it's like a lizard type creature, he's got part lizard, part something else, and he just kind of hisses at you, makes some unintelligible noises, and tries to pull away. And then the beastmen that were escorting you, the one that was in the lead earlier, will approach and say, "Leave him. He'll be fine."
He doesn't look like he's going to be fine.
It is just the way of things here.
I
don't expect you to understand.
I really don't understand. What's going on? What's wrong with this man?
He has. I will not speak of it here, but he will be fine. He will be fine. Let us move on.
He's a lizard. They'll grow back.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so you notice that the beastman next to you kind of nods when you say that. Just nods like he's agreeing with you. Yeah, it'll go back.
Other characters looks like somebody needed Eye of Newt.
Oh God.
Well, if the lizard man is breaking apart from me, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, he's trying to pull away from you, like not violently, but just like kind of pushing you away.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna resist his struggle to get away, and I'll just let him go. But
yeah, so he'll start filling his way and start staggering off down one of the alleys. And the other, you notice now the beastmen, because they've stopped because you've done this. They're kind of looking around a little bit like apprehensively now, but it seems like they just want to move on.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come back a little dumbfounded and keep that in mind as a mental note of how things work around here.
Okay, all right. So you continue on for another, say, 5-10 minutes without incident, and eventually leads you to an unremarkable hut, just one of many. Doesn't look really any different than any of the others around. Perhaps a little bit better repair, like it's got an intact roof and that sort of thing, and it looks like it's been cleaned up a little bit. And so they'll stop in front of the hut, and the beastman in the lead will like gesture towards the door and says, "Enter. Glormug awaits you within."
Okay. Since I'll be in the front, I'll open up the door and
Okay.
head inside.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Everybody fine with that?
Yep.
Horowitz will politely gesture for everyone to head on in.
Okay. All right. So within, sure. So within the stone chamber, you find a woman seated on a stone. She could be human, but for her lion-like legs and tail, she smiles up at you and gestures towards other stones which could serve as crude chairs. "I am Glormug," she says, "and I thank you for coming." And this is the very vision of what you saw in your dreams. The woman that you saw in your dreams.
Yeah. They say, cat bottom girls, they make the world go round.
Oh my goodness. This is going to get this. All right, you lose the rest of your luck. No, just kidding. So yeah, she'll gesture. She'll gesture to the stones for you, for you to be seated. And it looks like she's in here alone. Also, other than the beastmen outside, obviously, who kind of take up positions around the door, and like some of them are standing, across the street in almost sentry-like positions.
So is the door the only view outside, or is there windows that we can see too?
No, it's just the door, and there's like a curtained off area like behind her. So there might be like another room or something, and you don't know if there's, possibly another exit. But no windows, no.
Okay. I'm gonna take a seat on the stone.
Okay, yeah, and so she'll just kind of wait patiently for all of you to either seat yourselves or not, and she says, "So, as you may have gathered, our people were once like you," and she points at everybody except for Wright and Regina. She says, "We were changed eons ago by the Lords of Chaos, and our ancestors escaped that bondage, and we found this place and have been living here ever since. Fortunately for you, you've stumbled upon us. There are many, many places
Fortunate.
that would not have been so welcoming. I don't want to call it the Underdark, but the underneath is vast and filled with peril. And we are a beacon, the city of Ketat, amongst this wilderness. I believe you were sent here for a reason. This was not accidental." She kind of... Yeah, so you notice that she doesn't appear like she's armed. She's got a stone dagger at a sash at her waist, but other than that, appears to be unarmed. She's wearing simple clothing, nothing to indicate any danger from her. But again, looks can be deceiving, right? And she'll tell you, that that things are not. Although this area is safe, things are not as they seem down here, and that she could use your help.
Well, when I came across a lizard man that needed help, I was told that he was to be left alone. What other help would you need around here?
Yes. And she lowers her voice a little bit, and she says, "There are 3 factions, if you will, that you should be aware of while you're here. we call ourselves the Reformers. We wish to be free of certain influences for the forces of chaos. And I realize most of the groups can't. The forces of chaos, but I'm talking about evil chaos, right? Forces of chaos are still strong and have a hold on many of our brethren who call themselves the religious. The other faction, the largest faction, are the rebuilders, who wish to repopulate the city and remain here, but we are all slaves to the Great Bound. And what you witnessed is, well, it is hard to explain. You see, our eyes are harvested by servants of the religious and used for evil purposes. But yes, they will regrow in time, at which time they can be harvested again. It is a dark ritual and something that keeps us in bondage. And I fear the only way to escape this place and this curse is to confront this evil. We cannot. We are bound and we are enslaved, and we are too few in number, and by we I mean the Reformers. But you, from my vision, surface dwellers who've come from above, will potentially, I know visions can be flawed, save us all.
What do you have against the rebuilder faction? Why don't you ally yourselves with them?
The rebuilders are also subservient, though, to the religious and the high priesthood, who harvest them for their eyes as well. They are just not the same level of fanatic, if that makes any sense at all. And I fear, yes.
Oh, how often does this harvest happen? Like we just saw someone who looked very freshly harvested. Is that something that happens daily or
at any time? There's no rhyme or reason. The collectors can appear at any time and harvest your eyes. It is best to not. It is best to not resist.
Do they let guests off of this, or could they show up here for us as well?
She looks a little bit cagey when you say that.
My eyes don't regrow. Last I checked.
She says, "Oh, you say that?"
Yes.
She says, "The magic of the ritual." You should be fine. You should be fine, she says. But she seems very cagey when she says that particular bit of information. I believe, though, that you have been sent to confront the priesthood at the temple. And there
will be some confronting if they come for my eyes.
Oh, how so? I have no reason. You are our salvation. I have foreseen it. You must. And you notice a little bit of desperation kind of creeping into her voice at this point. I would avoid. Just wait. I'm not lying. I merely wish to protect you from some of the horrible truths of this place. For I would not have you subjected to the same curse that we are under. Although 2 of your number are beast people like us, but not from here. No, to answer your question, the caretakers, they may ignore you as outsiders, but I cannot guarantee your safety. And if you see one, I would advise hiding, going the other direction. She just kind of seems at a loss for words when you say that. It's like it's something that hasn't even occurred to her. She says the only way back to the surface, and at the same time to break the curse that it holds us all in thrall, is through the temple. And you must confront the high priests. I delicately, yes. She doesn't seem comfortable saying that, but yes.
I mean,
What
if
is your
it,
goal? You said that you've been here for generations or eons.
Correct.
Why is this continuing? Do they have some sort of end goal, or is this just part of this cycle of servitude or whatever?
Most of the residents. She says there is a great mound where the eyes are placed when they are harvested. There is some sort of, and she hesitates for a little bit, there's some sort of a presence. It's part of the ritual, and I believe that the priests wish to commune with or perhaps awaken a slumbering deity. I am not too clear on it. You see, my faction is the smallest and the weakest, so we cannot directly oppose what is happening if we wish to survive. And so our only hope lays with, frankly, the kindness of strangers who come from the outside and could possibly help us. And
how many people have come from the outside?
She gets quiet again, kind of looks down, and there have been others.
Where are they?
They're probably missing eyes and half monstrosities now.
She says, Tay, if there is treasure to be gained, it lies within the temple itself, and you are welcome to it. We ourselves have few material goods. What you see is what we have. We are simple people. You are welcome. She says,
right?
What's that?
You know the way to the surface, right?
It lays beyond the temple. She says, you are welcome to any of the empty houses, any of the empty buildings. You may stay as long as you wish. Avail yourselves of the amenities of this city, of which there are few. But I just recommend avoiding the caretakers.
I, for one, am okay with stopping this. I don't want to see such suffering in the streets and in these people.
She says the problem is, and there are more of us than it might seem at first. Many of the homes are inhabited. Too few in this city believe that the temple is our foe, and too many believe that it is the road to our salvation. You as outsiders have a chance to free us from this curse, and I have seen it in my dreams. Whether you shall succeed or not, I cannot say, but you must try. And she, again, like she's no, it's not a threat, and you can tell that she's not. The way she's saying it is more of a desperate, pleading tone. It's not like you better do this or else. It's more like, will you please help us?
There is no trying. Either do or do not.
Right. But yeah, she seems desperate, and
yeah. I mean,
somebody
the alternative is that we hang out in a hut, claim a place for ourselves, and wait for the eye cultures to show up. It's like, no.
I would suggest not drinking anything with milk in it around here. We don't know where it's
and
from.
Join them.
The way out is past the
that's possible.
past the Temple of Doom. So let's hole up, get some rest, see if we can get a few people healed up, and then
Yeah, I'm doing pretty bad. I'll actually ask if there's is there anyone that has the ability to tend to some of my wounds.
He says, I have some skill myself, and like I said, you may avail yourself to any of the unoccupied homes within. I would stay close to this area, however.
Well,
Close?
if it's all right with the people I'm traveling, I am going to try to protect some of the people that are here, at least in my vicinity, if these cultists wander around.
Says yes.
I'm not going to make friends with someone that's harvesting, even if it is a everlasting commodity with the Beastmen.
sounds like they've
It's true.
got a good market going.
Yeah, we haven't heard from the other two factions at all. It might be worthwhile to not go in, swords drawn, and at least see kind of what's going on before we make a decision.
Yeah, because we could go knock on the Temple of Doom, and then we're like, "Oh, come on through," and just let us on, and we just pop out the other side, and head on to our next adventure.
Yeah, that could happen.
I mean, we never know. So yeah, we should probably find out who else is in this city.
So she'll, as you guys are kind of talking, she'll have some of the beastmen that were outside. We'll start to provide you with food, and you notice a lot of the food is it's like cooked mushrooms or fungus of some sort, with some crab from the river.
No beef.
So no beef, no. So they'll provide you with food to eat, and again, you can claim, basically any empty hut in the area as a place to rest, if you wish.
We just gotta wait for a certain character to die before we can get a steak dinner.
Well, I'd say we at least try to patch our wounds and set up at least an outpost here before we go and confront the other factions.
Yeah, and for the benefit of anybody that might be watching the stream, the way healing works in this game, outside of magical healing, like potions and spells and that sort of thing, is that if you get a good night's rest, you're healed 1 hit point. If you get a good, like a rest in an actual bed, you can regain 2 hit points per night. Critical hits heal when the associated damage heals, if that makes sense. And ability score loss also heals with rest. So if you get, like, say you're attacked by a creature that drains strength, you can gain a point of strength back with a good night's rest, if that makes sense. The only exception to that is luck. And lost luck does not heal. There are special ways, there are boons and that sort of thing, which can restore lost luck, but resting alone will not do it. So if you were to rest here, anybody that's wounded, you would have the equivalent of basically a sleeping pallet or a bed, and then with her ministrations, she is apparently a shaman of some sort. You'd be able to heal 2 hit points per day.
Okay, so she wouldn't actually be able to like heal me anymore than
she doesn't have. Yeah, she's not. She has some skill, but she's not actually that you can tell anyway. Like, she can't cast Cure Light Wounds or whatever on you.
Okay.
Does she have potions? Is she a skilled alchemist, maybe?
So more like an herbalist, more like just a folk healer type of person. So that's why you would regain the 2 hit points rather than just the 1 hit point per day.
I was just wondering if there was anything that she could send us with.
No,
Because our
she
cleric has thus far seemed ineffective.
right.
He's new.
Yeah, no, she doesn't seem. She does tell you
Maybe I'm
that
just not attuned to you. Maybe it's your fault.
she says when you mention that, she says there is an ancient shrine, and she'll kind of point vaguely in a direction. There's a shrine to a deity from beyond, and she's not referring to the temple. And she'll tell you the directions to get to this shrine if you're interested.
Sure, I'm up to go to the mystery shrine.
She says that some have found solace at this shrine, but it is within the territory of the rebuilders.
Oh, that should be fun.
And I should warn you, you're all healthy, hale, and hearty.
Except for
The
Cal.
rebuilders will be very interested in you for different reasons. You see, well, like I said, the
Slave
rebuilders
labor.
wish to repopulate and rebuild Ketat, and they're always looking for new, shall we say, new blood. So you might find some proposals coming your way of the indecent sort, or decent, depending on your proclivities. But the rebuilders are all about making the best of things here, and but they are misguided. They don't see the evil that is before them. No one. She has to think about it for a minute. She says, "No one. We barter for what we need. We're mainly self-sufficient. There is no, as you would understand it. I know little of the surface, but we have no use for gold or jewels or things of that nature. Although the temple
need a
itself,
budget.
I don't have any for you to take." Or I would offer you all we can give you is shelter, food, and a bit of security.
I personally, I need a rest up. Those crabs, those crabs
number
took
on
a
you?
big chunk out of me. So,
How many hit points down are you, by the way?
I'm down 7.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it took a good amount off of me.
Yeah,
You
so
almost didn't have
like
the
I said,
Minotaur.
one night of rest will give you 2 hit points back, and that's with herb ministrations and a semi-comfortable, basically. It's not a
Okay.
feather bed by any means, but
It's made of crab
Yep.
shells.
yeah, crab shells and penchers. Yeah.
So I'm okay with just resting. If you guys want to go talk with the builders,
Well, we
today.
think you might be able to get more healing from their other odd little ancient temple thing.
Yeah, she just basically says that some
Or
have
you could
found
die
comfort.
on the way there, but
Yeah, okay.
so one of the two.
I mean,
Your choice.
are you guys wanting to go talk with the builders right now?
I don't want to talk to the builders.
I'm cool with going to talk to builders.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure if we head to the shrine, we're going to be talking to some builders.
I don't want to go catch crabs.
Okay, yeah. If you guys want to talk, go to the shrine. If it has the ability to, might be able to heal more, then I'm all for that. Then.
I mean, we don't all have to go. We can, if just a couple of us go, we can be a little more clandestine, and you know, if Hurdy McGee, if we find somewhere to get him better care, not like we won't know where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
could come back and he has no eyes, but you know, that's a whole nother thing.
So right, am I understand? So your plan is to rest up.
If the shrine might offer more, I think I will go to the shrine because I do want to kind of get a better feel of this area. I'm already on edge with the group. Like, I know my character's more wanting to stop what's going on, but
Yep.
I feel like I'm the odd man out, obviously being lawful versus chaos. So
Yeah.
No,
Remember,
because the way I'm seeing it is the builders, if what she's telling us is correct, the builders will want us to stay here forever. The
yeah, that's the
cultists
impression
will
you're
want
getting.
us to stay here and harvest our eyes. The only ones who actually want us and themselves to get out of here. we've
yeah,
already
I'm definitely wanting to get out of here, but I know that my character is definitely gonna be more on edge with if something happens where someone's getting harvested, they're definitely gonna step in. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's. I'm okay with going to the shrine if anyone else wants to go too.
Okay. All right. So what is everybody going to do then?
I'll go along with for the shrine trip.
Yeah, I'll go along to the shrine.
All right. All right. Is anyone not going to the shrine?
Is the bug girl gonna go?
She'll stay back. She'll hang
Okay.
back just because that
Excellent.
way I don't have to mess with her. Yeah, I'm sure you're heartbroken about that.
No, is
Okay.
there before we go? I'll ask our host if there's anything that she could teach our bug friend to hopefully help us communicate with her.
She'll say she can rest here. She's free to rest here, and I will attempt to communicate with her. Like she can tell that Regina, obviously she doesn't know her name, but is an outsider just as much as you are.
Yeah.
And unfamiliar with this place. But yeah, she says she'll be fine with here. She'll be safe here.
Okay.
And then she'll give you directions to the shrine, which is approximately maybe a 30-minute walk from here.
Okay. Well, then let's go.
All right. Okay. So you make your way through the streets, following her directions. Again, your escort has left you. I mean, has stayed behind with Glormug, and you just find yourself in these semi-deserted streets, making your way past old dwellings, shops, buildings of undetermined purpose. And just let me know if you want to do anything along the way, if you want to explore any of the buildings, any of that sort of thing. Like I said,
mostly hidden.
Okay.
Still, I'm anxious about being in this area with potentially things that are going to take our eyes, and so I want to be pretty sneaky and hidden as we're traveling.
Yep.
There could be a building here where they keep their unneeded and useless gems and gold.
Yeah, like literally, there are buildings that look deserted everywhere. So if you wish to explore any of them, you're more than welcome to. But just let me know.
I feel like if if any of those buildings probably had something worth taking, they probably
It would have been
picked
taken.
clean pretty. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
think
if
it's
none
really
of them
hanging around.
use gems and jewels.
Yeah, no, it's totally up to you. You can either.
Yeah, we'll leave the abandoned buildings alone, or at least I will.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make your way. You follow the directions you were given, and you come to basically a traveler. It looks like has fashioned a makeshift statue of the goddess Justitia here. You can make out the crudely formed upright sword of justice etched as though covered with flames, and the clear, helmless gaze of her eternal vigil. Although the shrine seems to be ignored, there is no sign of veneration here, and the dust is thick. It still has an aura of sanctity, at least to those of lawful alignment. At some point, long ago, a holy symbol was draped around the statue's neck, and it still appears to be in good condition. A silver disc with the image of a flaming sword worked upon it in gold.
I'll give Wright some of the crab meat that I have. I said, here, you gotta sacrifice at least.
Before you go up there, I want to kind of look around for any traps, and I have that ability as a thief.
Okay.
I don't trust that a shrine to a god or goddess of justice really makes sense down here. So I'm almost
Yeah, and it
wondering
does
if this is
seem
a-
like I said, it does seem like it's been neglected, right?
Yeah.
Set up here, and it doesn't look like, obviously, the construction of the buildings and that sort of thing. This has been placed here in the interim at some point, right?
So
And it's
newer than the city.
it's newer than the city, and it's just at kind of a random intersection where a couple of streets intersect, and like basically in the middle of the intersection kind of thing. But it doesn't look like many people interact with it. And the fact that there's this holy symbol hanging around the neck of this statue, and it is, like I said, it looks like it's made of silver with some gold.
So, I've been having this weird feeling since I've come to this city.
Right.
Now, being close to the statue, do I get a different feeling with it being more of a lawful?
Yeah, right. I was going to say you feel a sense of comfort and peace as you approach the statue. The rest of you don't get that at all.
I only
Yeah,
rolled a
it's
2 on find traps, so I'm guessing that I probably.
So yeah, looking around, there doesn't appear to be any sort of, like, it looks like just a normal section of street as you already witnessed.
Well, then I'm going to accept the crab meat and place it at the feet of the statue.
Okay.
As
All
an
right.
offering.
Yeah. You feel like when you do that, you feel a great peace and calm come over you, and a warmth spreads throughout your entire body, and you're healed 3 hit points.
Oh,
McGillicuddy is gonna look around and see what he can find with some fine traps as he's perusing the square and the statue and he rolls a total of 19.
Very, very good. So all of that, one thing you can tell is that all of the buildings that are facing this kind of intersection are all unoccupied, and just you know, obviously you can't tell anything more than that, but there's nobody watching you from the doorways or anything like that. You don't find traps of any sort. It just looks to you like this area is avoided by most.
Sounds like a good idea.
For some reason.
Because it's a chaotic group of people.
Our lawful minotaur can curl up here.
Yeah, you right? You feel more comfort in the presence of this statue than you have the whole time you've been down here.
Is there any kind of like name of this goddess?
The name Justitia comes to your mind, and so if you look in the, actually, you know, out of character here, if you look in the core rulebook, I believe she's one of the gods of law that's in the core rulebook. Actually, I can check.
It's Astacia?
Justitia.
Justitia, okay.
Yeah, and I believe, if I can find it here. Okay, let's see. Be under patrons on page 312-ish. Right in the same area where the cleric spells are.
I've only got the quick start rules.
Or is she in here? Oh wow, no, she's not. That's interesting. Why would they reference?
Yeah, she's listed under the lawful gods, goddess of justice and mercy.
Right. Where are you seeing that, by the way?
Page 32. Gods
of the quick start.
No, this is
interesting.
Full book.
Huh. Okay, because yeah, she's actually not a patron apparently. That's interesting how they did that. Oh, is
Well,
it under the so is it under the cleric?
I just see it on page 32. Let me see if she's anywhere else in the book.
Okay.
I know as for right, it's probably
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah.
the most PC's felt sense awakening from the nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's under cleric, and she's listed as one of the lawful gods. So they basically
it's the only place that there's in the core rulebook. They don't put a whole lot out about them.
They do about some of the chaos gods because they're also patrons for spellcasters and that sort of thing.
Yeah, mine's not. I don't think.
But yeah, so they call them supernatural patrons.
Ooh.
No, as a warrior, can I follow a god?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, of course. You can venerate. I mean, anyone can venerate the gods, right?
Okay.
You just basically, if you say a prayer, you're one of the devoted or one of the faithful. So yeah, like I said, you feel this great peace come over you, and it's a feeling you haven't had, and literally you can't remember when.
Yeah.
Because remember, you were under the effects of this curse yourself.
I will say a prayer. My character feeling such warmth will say a prayer to Justicia.
All right. I think there's a yeah, so you do that, and like I said, looking around with that 19, you don't see any, there are no traps or anything, nothing of a mechanical nature around the shrine. It just looks like a shrine that somebody set up. Hard to tell how long ago, probably decades ago. Looks like it's been here for a good while.
Can I look at the necklace that's hanging there?
It's a holy symbol to Justicia, like a cleric of Justicia would wear. You don't get the sense that it exudes kind of a warmth when you get closer to it, that sort of thing.
Yes, by all means, you found a friendly temple here that will heal you. Desecrate it immediately by taking stuff out.
I'm not so much thinking about desecrating it as like stealing it, but I think my character might be.
I think stealing it would probably count as desecrating.
Not stealing it, but taking on a mantle, so to speak.
There's more about Justicia in the DCC annual.
I'm actually reading.
Oh, there is. Okay.
She has a whole
I'm reading the
big entry.
Okay, cool. I have that, but I didn't pull it up.
I know my character doesn't know, but I was reading the Holy Decrees of Justicia.
As the harmless vigil is to invoke one or both of her twin aspects, righteousness and mercy.
Well, I mean, there's always a chance you were one of the villagers. There's a chance that was a god that was worshipped in the village.
It was a god. I mean, she's pretty widely worshipped.
Especially if you're a lawful.
I'm opening up the annual now because I want to see this too. Where is it in the annual?
I just clicked away from her because I started pulling up my own god. Magic
question journeys. Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh wow, yeah. She is like, to me, when I look at this picture, she's like this is your stereotypical paladin kind of deity, like really righteous and that sort of thing.
If it's what type of characters I play, so.
Yeah.
Is there like, let's say if I prayed to Justicia as a follower and a what's the word I'm thinking of? Like not avatar, but just basically someone that's willing to
a member of the faithful.
Yeah. Let's say I want the necklace only for the fact that to show that I'm with her.
Yeah, I mean, so you get the feeling that like like I said, the necklace exudes kind of a warmth, and you almost feel like that could be the source of the healing, like maybe coming from the symbol.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the statue itself is crudely crafted. It's just enough to where you can tell that that's what it represents, but it's not done by a master craftsman by any means. But the holy symbol seems like the real deal, right?
I'm gonna remove it off of the statue.
Okay. Yeah, you do, and nothing happens when you do. It is a disc, kind of a disc of silver with some gold inlay on it.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, when you do, you actually, it fits around your neck, and you feel a further sense of peace and comfort.
Okay.
Like you feel almost like
things are going to be right in the world.
Things are going to be right in the world, and gosh darn it, that's what Justicia would have wanted. She wanted you to take that necklace. Yep. So yeah, for a brief moment, and then the feeling kind of begins to fade.
Okay.
But you do feel like reinvigorated, like some of your wounds healed and that sort of thing. So
I got an instant 3 HP back.
Yep.
Put that down.
We can still get you a good night's rest too if we do it quick.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, if you're able to get a night's rest, you would get another 2 points back.
Okay. Let me put that down as.
So you can just call it, it's a holy symbol of Justicia.
Yeah. Just trying to. Here we go. Holy symbol of Justicia. Okay. Okay, I am feeling a lot better. I feel a little more comfort in this this place. Wright came here thinking that he might figure out what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Even though parts of it's coming back to him, but maybe being around people that were like him would bring him comfort. But ever since he's been here, it's been very tough.
Right? Yeah.
Being an outsider in his own body, outsider, in the city.
Right, you're some sort of Kaladin, aren't you?
Oh, God. All right, it's about this point because you've spent a good, several minutes at least looking at this statue. You notice a group of beastmen kind of gathering just a little bit further down the street from you, watching you with it looks like curiosity.
Do they look like reformers or rebuilders?
It's hard to tell. So they're a mixture of all different sorts of, basically human and animal parts, if you will. And most of them
don't have identifiable banners
No.
or garments or anything. Sigils.
No. like not that you know of. At least Glormick didn't mention anything like that. Perhaps the religious have some sort of symbology, maybe holy symbols themselves, but she didn't mention anything like that.
But she did mention that because they're trying to repopulate, right? The city?
The rebuilders. Yeah. It seems like so that's their basically their belief, right?
I mean, I'm okay with going back. I feel a lot better.
Okay.
Still need a night's rest, but if anyone want to talk with them.
Yeah, it looks like there's about a dozen or so, and you can see it looks like there might even be a couple of children, like smaller.
But no one that looks like a leader or.
No, it looks just like a group of people who have stopped in the street to stare at you.
Okay.
Gents, you can do what you want. Sydney does not want to be part of their repopulation effort.
But they haven't approached any closer or anything like that, so.
And all of them have their eyes.
You can't really tell from this distance.
From this distance, okay.
Just shout out. Can you see us?
You shout out?
You can see us.
So when you do, they start to mutter and mumble, and like some of them put those flutes up to their lips and start blowing notes on the flutes. You can't make out anything intelligible though, but they're definitely conversing at this point.
Wally will start speaking out in chaos because when he was rolled randomly, he got languages alignment. So I'm assuming I can speak in chaos.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what it says,
A series of yells.
Yeah. But my other character can speak owlbear. Like that's gonna come in handy.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So Wally
exactly
shouting out in chaos, asking if there's a good place to get food.
So one of them will, move, like approach at the urging of the rest. One of them, roll me a d10.
8.
And then roll me a. Okay, so you notice as this creature approaches, you kind of hunched, and he's got a smell like kind of a mixture of spice and wet dog. It's a rather disgusting smell. Give me a D5 roll.
It's probably their cook.
Smells like a Starbucks.
Yeah, like a Starbucks that hasn't been cleaned in a while.
Well, I got a 5 out of 5.
All right, and he's got the head of what looks like it's a microcephalic head, like a very tiny pinhead, almost.
Somebody had his word of the day calendar out. Really wanted to work to the head.
What's that?
Oh yeah, so word of the day calendar out. Microcephalic.
That's one of the options. Yeah, microcephalic and then hypercephalic. So I guess that's the opposite, right? But anyway, he will approach you, and you notice that his eyes have been. So unlike the other one where the blood was streaming down and the eyes freshly plucked out, it looks like his eyes are half grown within the sockets. Like the eyes don't fit properly in the sockets.
Got baby eyes in full-size sockets.
Yeah. It's just a very disturbing looking creature, and he just kind of approaches you and just kind of gestures at everyone and starts blowing notes on the flute.
We don't speak flute.
So he'll walk up to you within arm's reach of you, and like kind of reach out with one webbed hand towards you.
And you don't.
And he starts to like he'll like put his hand on your shoulder if you allow him to.
Nope.
And he'll start grunting excitedly and gesturing to the others in the group. We'll start moving forward. And they're all looking at you curiously, and they're all, there's just a collection of freaks, basically, of different types. But now they look like maybe at first they were a little apprehensive, maybe even afraid, but now it's curiosity, clearly. And you notice there are, like I said earlier, there are 2 children, and you do notice one of the children has had its eyes torn out, and although the blood's not streaming down, you see dried blood around the eye sockets as if it probably happened within the last day or 2.
Yeah, it just breaks Wright's heart.
So children are not spared from whatever this ritual is.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're all kind of crowding around you at this point. There's about a dozen of them poking at you. If anyone actually lets themselves be touched by them, they're like
no touching.
Yeah, they all seem very curious.
Anyone speaking?
So cute and like it depends on what you consider cute. Like cute in the way. I mean, cute in the way that some animals are cute, that kind of thing, and like the kids could be considered cute, but. As far as I'm not sure what you're getting at, but like, Yeah,
I just wanna know
no,
if any
they're
of them speak our language, any of our
they
languages.
don't. Right. It's like a yeah. It's mostly gibberish, and you can make out the occasional word, but again, it's like, and you get the sense, like I said, they're all very curious and not hostile, which is a good thing. But and one of them he'll start tugging on your sleeve or whatever if you'll let them.
No, no touching.
Tugging like following or to lead.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like one of them will start tugging on your sleeve, and they'll look at you, and you notice some of them they're reaching out, like it's impossible, like because like they're surrounding you. So like one of them might poke you from behind, like just kind of poke, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna kind of
And then
look over my shoulder back at the party, and be like, okay, do we get out of here or do we mosey with them? Like, what's going on? How do we?
I want to see where they're gonna lead us.
Sydney's gonna go ahead and share some of the rest of the crab because it's not gonna keep forever. So
no,
she's gonna share that with the kids.
So the kids will take it from you excitedly. As this is happening, an elephant-sized creature emerges out of the shadows, like a pale spot looming from the darkness, shaped like a puffball mushroom or a giant egg. It strides swiftly forward on dozens of pairs of legs, each ending in a suckered foot. The only other visible feature is a long, flexible proboscis about 3 inches in diameter. It reaches out towards an unresisting beastman, and one after the other uses the proboscis to pluck out the unfortunate creature's eyes. And it just emerges out of the darkness and does this. And this thing is massive, like I said, about elephant size. And you notice that the other beastmen fall to their knees as this thing approaches.
GTFO or attack?
And it is not paying any attention to you at the moment.
I think that while it would be good to attack it, I think that our one party member needs a night's rest before.
I'm sorry. My Wright's going to pull out his mace and stand between the creature and the beastmen that are.
You said it's not really paying us attention at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
So
it basically
as about to lose its eyes.
As you were being surrounded and kind of examined by these rebuilders, what you assume are the rebuilders, this creature, more silently than you could imagine for something of this bulk and size, basically emerged from the shadows of one of the streets, comes in and silently plucks out the eye of him, and the beastman screams in pain as this happens. Like it's not something that feels good, obviously. But offers no resistance, and you notice that the others just kind of part and allow this thing to come in. And so right as it does this, and so right you kind of
I pull out my mace and put myself between it and the. I try to at least save the beastman from getting both eyes plucked.
Okay, well, it comes in, and before you're even able to react, it plucks out one of the eyes. And then you can go ahead and interpose yourself. So yeah, it'll stop for a second, and okay. So what are you gonna do exactly, right? So you interpose yourself.
Does it react or say anything to me?
It doesn't appear to be able to say anything. It's a giant. Like basically a monstrosity. It's hard to describe. Like the description I gave you is what it looks like. Something like Eldritch horror, Cthulhu-ish.
Something
out of Lovecraft, basically.
Sydney will stand over with Wright also.
I'm gonna basically just yell at it to just get out of here. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna fight it yet. But I'm definitely going to make sure it doesn't continue on with what it's.
All right. So it's going to basically roll initiative at this point.
Okay.
Let me first get up the
flank behind it as they're distracting
it from the front. I'm going to try to flank behind it as well.
So a little point of order here. So is there an initiative tracker that we can use on this similar to?
I have no clue.
Oh, it does. Where is that on here? As far as. Oh, okay, I do see it. Okay, all right, yeah, turn order. Okay, so let's do this. So I've pulled it up, so I think we're gonna have to actually re-roll.
Okay.
So let's. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yep. You can go ahead and do that. But are you seeing the turn order come up, everyone? Are you seeing it on the? Okay.
Oh, what the heck?
All right. So it's very similar to
I got an error. You attempted to use the roll command looking for a value of a selected token, but no tokens
You
are
have to
selected.
click on your character and then hit.
Oh,
Yeah. Click on the token first.
there we go.
Okay. So mine, that looks like I'm gonna have to.
Hey, there we go. Finally got.
There we
now
go.
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
select my character.
For now, I'm gonna have to add mine manually. So.
Wow, I did horrible. My guys both have good agility.
Okay. Hopefully that went through. Yep, it did.
It's so weird because I have two different instances of the game set up.
Oh, okay. Here's
I've
what
got
we
mine
want. We
that
want.
I can see, and then I have the one for everybody at home to see. And I'll try to interact on the big one. It's like, oh yeah, we're not there. I need to ignore that one.
Yeah, it is. All right, so Mordecai, you're the first to react. You see this, so you see Wright kind of puts himself up there in between because it looks like this thing was about to pluck out another eye. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a token here in a second. Give me.
So Wright kind of steps in front to try to block
Yeah. Let me go
the
ahead and
beast
throw
man
something
of
out
the
there.
puffball. I'm gonna try to step behind it, and I'm just gonna go straight for trying to stab it with a dagger.
Okay.
Ooh, daggers.
All right. Why isn't it letting me add this token here?
Wait, no. Okay, so 12 to hit. It's 0 damage.
Yeah, you can't do less. You'll always do at least one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then if the 12 hits, then I automatically roll on the crit table.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and everybody see that. Okay, that's gonna represent the creature.
Oh.
So we have Wright up there. So go ahead and position yourselves.
Very low.
So Mordecai.
Can move down a little bit if people are behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just you can ignore the fact that there's houses and stuff here for now. This is just going to be a battle map that we'll use. All right, so Mordecai, you just attacked it with a dagger, correct?
Yeah. And so 12 to hit.
Oh. So yeah, you hit it, but you don't penetrate. It's thick. It's kind of a spongy, almost rubbery hide.
So with a backstab, I roll on the crit table, which 1 would be opportunistic strike to inflict 1d3 damage.
Yeah,
Or
you're not
are you
actually
saying
able
it's
to
not good?
penetrate its hide.
Okay.
So it has an higher armor class.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. Did you want to do anything else, Mordecai?
No.
Okay. All right, Stitch. Okay. So let's see. How does that work? This will be a first.
Didn't hear Stitch.
Spells. Okay, let me pull that up actually. So you can use luck to influence your rolls.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how much luck do you currently have? Okay. All right. Yeah. Of course. So just burn a luck point. But I'm trying to find the sleep spell here.
Oh, it's in the chat. Roll 1d4.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll 1d4. Yada yada yada. What kind of a save does it need to make?
It says save will versus spell check.
Oh, okay. So it's a will
Yeah.
save. All right. Okay.
Spell check of 11.
Okay.
No, it's 12 now.
All right. So it's just a straight up d20. Okay. So this roll is going to have a modifier. I'm not going to tell you what the modifier is, but all right. All right. So what does it need to beat?
An 11.
Okay. So what if?
Yeah, I pumped it to 12.
Oh, you bumped it by. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, in that case, it fails.
Very nice.
All right. So
You got lucky by 1 point.
yeah. So it falls to the ground in a heap. Just collapses before you as your magic takes hold, and
Sounds like the rest of us need to do some stabbing. See if we can get those eyeballs back.
say that one more time.
Said some of us need to start doing some stabbing. See if we can get some of those eyeballs back.
So stabbing, I think, will wake it up. Is that
It's a normal
correct?
mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it would miss its turn.
Which would be next-ish. So it would,
Okay, and probably stabbed by a dagger would immediately awake it too. Sure, no problem. All right. Oh, okay, that's good to know.
But
All right, yeah, it is
yes.
currently sleeping, so it's collapsed on all of these weird tentacles and suckers that it and just is laying there in a heap, quivering on the ground before you. So it would normally go next, but it is sleeping. So Sydney, what do you wish to do?
Well, I don't think we're gonna wait to attack it until after it wakes back up again. So I guess that'd be a good shot on it.
Okay.
Where's my weapons? There's the weapons. God, I have to go to the weapons.
You don't try hitting him at the same time.
Hey, there was a change between my two character sheets. One thing that I was missing is that for the warrior, I hit on a 19, or I got a 19
For
20
crit.
for. Well, it said yeah, I think it's for crit.
You also have.
I don't see where to put that in.
You have some. I think they're kind of like expertise dice.
Yes, I got
That you can use?
That I do have. So.
Yep.
By the way, it manifested as waves of blue light.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it washes over it and it immediately falls asleep. It's very effective. It's actually interesting that sleep in Dungeon Crawl Classics is more effective than sleep in D&D.
Apparently, the first time I roll manifestation, that's it permanently. So,
Nice.
I think. Oh no, that's the Mercurial.
Sleep is on
Alright,
page
so
155.
I think that does the D die? I forget. Does that work on the attack and the damage? Or
Yes.
Okay. So we'll be trying to get the.
And remember, you can burn luck too.
Oh, there it is. Crit range. I was able to put it in for the longsword. Good enough.
So if it's sleeping, under attack roll modifiers, it says
Yep.
that if it's sleeping, you get an extra.
Yeah, I'm actually
plus
looking.
1d. So would that mean it would be like a 2d20 that you would roll to hit?
Let's see.
Or-
I'm looking at sleep. It says immediately falls asleep. Yada yada yada. Where does it say that? I mean, I'm reading the description of the spell, but I don't actually see.
So on page 19 of the quick start guides, there's a
Okay.
table that says attack roll modifiers. And it
Oh, okay.
says
Okay.
If the defender is behind cover, you do a -2, blinded +2, And if it's entangled or helpless, which it says is paralyzed, sleeping, or bound, it adds plus 1d.
To me, that seems to mean, as you said, that seems to mean you would add another dice to the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be like
Because
advantage.
it's kind of like getting advantage in D&D.
All right, so I should
Yeah,
be
it
able
looks that way to me.
Do I just roll it twice, or
Yeah, so you're gonna basically. It looks like you're gonna add. That's crazy, but
hey,
it makes
I'll
sense
take it.
because it's an
It's
attack
down.
roll.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll once with the deed, and then I'll just roll the attack die after that, which is also 20, and we'll add it.
Yeah,
to
I may. I'll clarify later, but for now we'll go with that because that
Hey,
seems
the way
to
I
be
roll
what
it
it
could
said.
still miss.
It's possible.
So, yeah, but that also means you could crit pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Well, a 19 to 20 is crit, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
That seems crazy to me, but I think that's right. It says you roll your action dice, which is a D20 usually.
Mm-hmm.
So plus 1D would be whatever you're using as your action die.
2D action, yeah.
Plus I get the deed added to it, at least for one of the die.
No, it'd be for yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me because this thing is just laying there. It's not trying to defend itself or anything, or trying to even avoid you.
I will do my best to coup de grace this thing.
Yeah.
But I doubt I'll do that with a longsword.
Excuse me. All right,
Any
let's see it then.
Bonus. What? Is it asking?
Yeah, it's funny. You could still potentially miss. Like you could roll.
Oh, I hold on.
Roll like 2 ones.
yeah, or whatever.
Do I get it?
This thing's got a pretty hefty armor class, I will tell you that.
Didn't it get an attack bonus?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be reduced with the sleep.
Bonus.
So that's reflected in the plus 1D. So basically, the being able to roll 2D20. Because it's helpless. It's completely helpless.
Keep on putting it to sleep.
Yeah, still gonna get through its armor. Once you're through,
Right.
you'll do more damage.
Right.
It's really bad at finding the kinks in elephant hide.
Yeah, I mean it's. Oh, that is crazy. Some of these bonuses here.
So you're playing a warrior, right?
Right. So that's the first.
Okay.
So the two for the deed die, it's AC 15.
So is a 15 your total? Okay. Okay.
No, that's before adding the 20 to it.
Okay.
You have to roll
So
one more
I'm
D20.
gonna just roll. Huh?
Roll one more D20.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I could just do it here.
And then you'll add it to that. Excuse me. Because I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you do it first.
So
Wow.
Another 17 points.
Yeah. So you're gonna crit.
So it did 11 plus 2 deed points.
Plus you're gonna crit. So.
Plus I don't know what the crit does for it.
Yeah, critting as a
Just roll
fighter.
crit die.
Yeah, so you're a warrior, so you're gonna roll a D. Hold on. Critical hits a D20. Yada. Crit tables are determined by level and class. So as a warrior, you get the best crit table for level 1 to 2 warriors. Okay, so you're gonna roll a D14.
A D14.
Yep.
And
you want to roll higher.
On what crit table?
It's on page 22 of the quick start
1 through
rules.
5 is the tables I have as an option.
Yeah, it's crit table 3.
Crit table 3, okay.
Yep.
What's my fumble die while I'm at it? Because that's not filled out either.
Your fumble die is, excuse me.
It's based on your armor.
Yeah, it's based
armor
on your. So warriors and dwarves may burn a point of luck to cancel it.
No, it says you got a.
So if you're wearing a moderate armor, it's what kind of armor are you wearing?
Chainmail.
Is chainmail heavy or moderate?
I don't know.
I would imagine it's moderate.
Okay, if it's moderate, it's a D12.
Yeah.
If it's heavy like plate, it'd be a D16. So we can look it up later.
We'll call it a D12.
Well, if it comes up, I'll actually.
Right. So let's see. How do I actually roll the crit here?
It's a
I guess I'll
D14.
just have to I think if I had it filled in, it would have done it.
Or if it had
So-
actually crit on
If it had crit on the dice,
Because you're a level 1 to 2 warrior, so the crit table
It's
3.
crit table 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, there's my crit.
A
12.
12,
D14.
which is actually pretty damn good. All right.
Blow to the
A
cranium.
blow to the cranium. Ooh, it needs to make a. Okay, this is good. The foe must make a fort save or sink to the ground unconscious.
It's gonna stay asleep.
It's gonna stay asleep. Yeah. All
Go
right.
to sleep,
So
go to
basically,
sleep. This one
instead
it
of
can't wake
waking it
from
up, all right. So we're gonna make a fort save here for it, and it's a DC 10.
11.
So you're gonna do.
10 plus 1,
Right.
yeah.
Because he's a level 1. He's a level 1 warrior.
So DC 11. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Because it's 10
All
plus
right.
the character's level.
Okay.
Plus 13 points of damage already.
Right, it takes 13 points regardless, and so here comes the save, and it does get a pretty hefty modifier to this. So,
Oh.
yeah, it makes the save. So basically, you wake it up, and it rumbles and makes a bunch of weird squelching, trumpeting noises.
Somebody
But
put it
does
to sleep,
take-
you ran over and smacked it upside the head and said, "Wake up!"
Yeah, it does take a substantial amount of damage though, and it's bleeding, kind of a greenish, almost a sap-looking blood. What was that?
Do I get
13.
more than one attack as a
13
as a warrior?
points. You do later on. I'm not sure about it first level though.
It would be nice to know right now.
Let's look up the warrior then. And again, everybody who might be watching, we're all new to this game, so we're kind of learning as we go. So let us look at the warrior. So warrior gains. So I'm looking for people who want to know. It's page 13 of the quick start rules. You get mighty deeds of arms. Let's see. I'm actually going to go to the full rules because I think
You
that'll
don't
talk
get a
about higher
second.
level.
You don't get a section action until level 5. It looks like.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like I said, before I
Yeah,
leave
that's
my
correct.
turn and find out, I should have hit it one more
Yeah.
time.
So level 1
Good to
through
know.
4, you have a D20,
That's right.
and then your second action die becomes a 1D14.
That's pretty good. So yeah, your threat range as you get higher level, you'll also crit. Like
If I
eventually
live
you'll
past
crit on a
level 1.
17.
what? No.
But no, you hit it once. I mean, it was a good solid hit. So
Yeah.
all right. So that brings us to right. I mean, you did deprive it of a turn. So
Hey, I'm not complaining.
yeah. I mean, it was an effective use of sleep.
Making it go to sleep was good.
I
Yeah,
didn't think
yeah,
sleep was going to work on this thing at all. So
I didn't
Yeah,
either
no,
because
no.
it has a really high. It has a high will save. Like the will save is +6. I just rolled really low. So
Oh, and you would roll low on that other one too. All right,
Yep,
I'm gonna attack with my mace.
go for it. Oh, hits AC 24. Oh, you just crit.
Awesome.
It looks like, right? Am I
Yeah.
reading that right?
Yeah.
And
It says
we
5
rolled
on
a
the
5
crit
on-
table 1,
What's your
or whatever
class?
crit table it's supposed to be
I'm
on.
also level 1.
Okay, so it should be
Warrior.
a crit table 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Um,
change that on the core stats over there.
yeah, we should be on crit table 3.
So it looks like it gave me that roll too, which was 5.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering, so if it was crit table 1, you'd be rolling a d20. So I think you need to roll a d14 on crit level
Right.
table 3. If I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great because yeah, it says I rolled a
If you're a
D4
warrior,
for my
same thing.
crit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So I gotta roll a 14. You said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it says note that while higher level warriors threaten crit. Because if I look at,
seems pretty
I'm looking at crit table 3 in the actual
D12.
core rules.
So level 1.
Is it a
crit,
D12?
Yeah. Crit to so next level you'll get a D14 still on table 3.
Okay.
Okay,
Where are you
so I
seeing
should've been
that,
on
David?
12 then.
In the main book on page 44.
Okay, because I was
So-
looking. Oh, so that's on the warrior.
Yeah. So yeah, plus D3 for your D die at level 1, D12 crit die, table 3, threat range 1920, 1 action D20.
Okay. So
Okay.
because when I look at the crit table, there's actually it can go up to 28.
Yeah, it gets.
So how would one get a 28 on the crit
Well,
table?
because if you go back to when at level. So next level, warriors go to 1d14, then d16, d20,
I
d24,
see.
d30, d30 again.
Okay.
Then the
Okay.
8, 9, and 10 is 2d20.
Damn, a 28.
Oh, wow.
That would like you could break its spine with a 28 and do 3d8 additional damage.
So roll a d12.
Wow.
So roll
Yep,
d12.
So D12. Yep.
Is it /R1d12?
Or
Yeah,
if you
or
look
there's
up
a
on
little
the top left. You see the little
little icon.
There's an icon
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
there we
die.
go.
You can go over there and
Yeah.
just click on that. 2.
2.
Okay, yeah, and you want to roll high, just so you know.
That was not bad.
So the attack sweep, so it's just it hasn't actually gotten to its feet yet. So basically your crit doesn't do anything extra to it. It just remains prone next round. Like you hit it in such a way that it remains prone. It's not able to rise to its feet. And the
It was
damage
just
I'm
getting
seeing
over
is 9 points. Is that correct?
Yeah, 9 points.
You're actually doing pretty well.
That was a natural 20 too. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
We're not dead yet.
No. It hasn't been able to do anything yet. Okay. All right.
Stay out of range, cow.
Horowitz.
Let's see, gonna select.
And just so everybody knows, we'll probably wrap it up after this fight because it's looking like it's almost 9 o'clock. So
I don't have any deed dice as a rogue or thief, correct?
no, but let's look at the thief and see what you
Double
get.
checking.
You should have like backstabbing.
You get
maybe.
backstab, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole die roll section for
Yeah.
backstab on everything.
Yep.
So
So if you can, but the thing is it's kind of hard to tell what the back of this thing is. So you're assuming that it would be opposite of wherever these proboscis are coming.
I'm pretty sure we've got its attention, most of its attention in our direction.
Yeah, on the front, we've been doing most of the damage.
Yeah.
Didn't
It
really-
doesn't matter anyway with that roll,
Yeah.
unless you want to burn luck. You'd have to
No,
burn
I
a lot
take
of luck.
lot
to
of
hit it.
luck.
Yeah.
Or it stabs into the pile of tentacles and doesn't find anything
Right.
substantial.
Basically.
Like,
All right.
ugh.
What's Wally doing?
So tempted to do something cool.
I mean, you,
If only you had the
should do
ability to
something
do
cool.
something cool. No, sorry.
You should always do something cool.
Okay, he's gonna cast Metamorphosis on himself.
Okay. And what does that do? Ah. It does a lot.
Wow.
And you get a spell check 9, so it's we get a disapproval.
Oh, awesome!
So-
I can't. Well, that gives me 4 because we haven't rested yet.
Right. So what does that mean mechanically at this point?
Nothing until I get to a 5.
Okay. All right, and you are a cleric, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
You know, as far down as you are in approval with your deity, we are right next to a lawful shrine.
It's true.
It's the layers of rock. Come on, my deity's a titan. You know, it's hanging out up on top of the mountain, not underneath. It's kind of small down here for my deity. Not
All right,
one of them
Mordecai.
nasty dwarf things.
What you got,
alternately,
Mordecai?
as we walk away and get our Kaladin out of range of this altar, you can go and desecrate it in the name of your god
About to.
to try and get some points back.
We go take a leak on some paladin statue. We're like, hey there, Quetzalcoatl god. I don't even know how to pronounce my Cadex.
That's exactly how I would say it. Yeah. Clearly. Yeah.
Why
Mordecai,
you're out of favor.
you're up.
I
Sorry,
feel like what he said
the
was
creature
true.
is prone.
Yes, it's prone and like it was trying to rise, but it got its legs knocked out from under it.
So am I kind of behind it to do a
Kind
backstab?
of. Yeah, we'll say that you are.
Okay. Let's see here.
Because it's facing right now. It's facing Sydney, right? Okay,
13, that probably doesn't hit.
it doesn't, but you can burn luck to make it hit if you want
That
to.
may be within
Do we know yet what the?
Yeah, I'll tell you. You'd need to burn 3 luck.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
But we
fair
still
enough.
only did 1 damage on this too.
That's
Justice.
true. That's true. Okay, Stitch, what you got?
Sorry, I had to say goodnight to my dog.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
But wanted to sleep again.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
nice thing about this system is I can cast unlimited spells as long as I don't burn myself out. So.
What? That's nice.
Yeah, it's there's
Shh, don't worry.
every
Go back
time-
to sleep.
I rolled a 25.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's see.
All right,
A
Stitch, you have redeemed
25.
yourself in Sydney's eyes.
This is amazing.
All right.
We have
so
a new strategy for
25.
every monster.
Up to 8 targets must save or fall into a normal sleep for 1d7 days, or 1 target can be placed in supernatural sleep for 1d3 days with no saving throw. While normal sleep can be
1d3
interrupted by normal
days.
means, the supernatural sleep can be disrupted only via dispel magic or similar cancellation effect.
Holy shit. So in other words, you can just butcher this thing.
And once again, I have to set an automatic interrupt condition, and that is being kissed by a prince.
Okay.
Literally,
wow.
you can kill it now and it won't wake up.
That's crazy. And this is a level 1 spell, people.
Yeah, you rolled really good.
Yeah, no, and it was a legit roll. All right. Yeah, this thing falls into a supernatural sleep as our mighty sorcerer and spells it. And yeah, it's down. What do you wish to do? And the beastmen, you notice that the beastmen that were gathered around, there's some of them that are now like looking around the corner and stuff, like watching all of this stuff happen, and just a crowd starting to gather at this point.
So wait, it died?
No,
Not
it's
yet.
Oh,
sleeping.
okay.
It's in a deep
It ain't gonna wake
supernatural
up.
sleep.
We can
Oh,
sit there and-
We better put it out of everyone's misery.
So you're just gonna butcher this thing, because yeah, it's not gonna be able to. It's not gonna be able to wake up. Just tell me, are you gonna kill it?
I'm gonna kill it.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
you
Hold on a
mash it
moment.
into it. Okay.
We may have someone affecting the game from the chat.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
come
okay.
on.
I keep forgetting that we're actually live. Yeah.
I have to
Oh
re-roll my...
no! Oh no!
Yeah, I'm here
Oh,
for
shit.
chaos.
No.
Re-roll your sleep spell.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
Write that name
Oh.
down. Leolite is my enemy.
Leo, I salute you. Leo wants, yeah, he wants.
23!
Oh, Leo, I'm so sorry. I believe, right?
Unfortunately,
No. Okay,
23 isn't
23.
quite as good.
The fates are still with
Wait.
us.
So it's still a supernatural sleep, but it's for a D4 hours instead of days. So.
And oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, D4. Yeah, you can still butcher the fuck out of this.
All right,
We're
Leolite,
not waiting
you
4
can
hours
bait
for
me.
it.
If you don't like it, spend some more points because I'm kicking your butt.
Leo, I
Oh,
appreciate
man.
what
When he
you just
messes
did,
with the mighty Stitch.
though. Okay, yeah, it's still
Oh,
asleep.
God.
Somehow the worst character here is rolling the best.
Hey,
Kicking some ass. I mean, showing
what do you mean by that?
he's apparently not the worst character here. So yeah,
You know,
all right. So unless anyone in the crowd wishes to influence this, this thing is dead if you want it to be.
You should
Yeah,
know my
I-
material for this one, which is the first time you cast a spell, it's the weird thing about you. I got
Mhm.
powerful caster, so I get to roll a D24 for my spell check instead of a D20.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Can I just ask a favor there, Stitch, as Sydney's asking this? 2 things. Could you please make your condition that you like slap whatever you were affecting on the back of the head? Because if you crit fail this and hit one of us, and we're like asleep for 20
Hey,
years or
that's not
something.
how that
Oh
works.
god. Oh yeah. If
No.
you make the condition kissed by a prince,
The
and
jerk.
then you're just stuck down here.
Well, first off, it's only a
Can we
D3
just have
hours.
it be you slapping the back of the head?
But the other thing is, all that happens if I roll a 1 is I get corruption. It doesn't actually work.
Oh,
So,
it doesn't backfire.
Okay, as long as you're not hitting one of us accidentally.
yeah,
with it.
I just burn out. Effectively gives me like supermassive insomnia. if
So
I,
you guys,
if I fail my roll.
notice that like the beastmen that are gathered around, and there's now probably a good looks like maybe 20 of them at this point, and they're not all in one clump. Like some are down one street, some are down the other part of this intersection.
I'm
And you
sad.
You
I'm
hear
sad. Leolite gave out on me. I expected more points spent to mess with me. I guess I win. I win.
you hear like the gasps.
Admits my superiority. Awesome.
Yeah, no, these beastmen are like obviously blown. You know, like a lot of excited chattering and gasping coming from the crowd. So do you guys murder this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my mace and basically
All right.
finish it off.
All right, yeah, you can finish it off. It can't do
Disapproval
anything.
for cleric as it builds up only does anything on if I roll a 1 on a spell check. But it
Okay.
can still just build up. I have to do stuff to
Right.
because now I have 4 disapproval.
All right, so as you begin to butcher this thing, and it doesn't take too much longer because you're pretty much automatically hitting it at this point. It's hard to tell. The only thing that slows you down is it's hard to tell what part of it is a vital spot. But yeah, you butcher this thing, and then from the over in this direction. Whoop! Hold on, just a second. Sorry about that. So over in this direction, from the crowd of beastmen, there's probably about say 10 or so over here. You hear one of them yell out, "Blasphemers! Desecrators! Defilers!" And then you noticed so one of them steps out from the pack, brandishing a mace, and charges.
Sleep.
Followed, yeah. These are all wearing kind of robe-like garments. I think you've encountered the religious faction.
I sleep them.
Yeah, well, it'll have to wait until next time.
Oh,
It'll have to
You
wait
might be
till
wondering
next
how
time.
you're in
got
league
in
with
this
Leolite. I
situation.
can tell.
What's that?
You're in league with Leolite. By next time, the cooldown would be off, and he can mess with me again.
I see. But yeah, no. In any case, so we'll end it here, and you've got basically a group of religious fanatics charging you at this point, and so that's where we will pick things up next time.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah, that went
Live
way.
through another one of
I'll-
these.
I'll just say that went way better than I ever would have imagined. This thing can fuck you. Yeah,
Could
it
have.
can do some. It could have, yeah. Had it been able to, I don't
It
know
was
if
a
I want to
sleepy
spoil it.
boy.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to spoil it or not because you may run into another one of these.
I'm
But
sure it
yeah,
can snag our eyes on a hit.
Well,
it can do some interesting things. Yeah,
that's one eldritch creature down.
but one interesting, not so interesting thing it can do is fall asleep and be murdered. So, Leo, I just let me just say I appreciate the effort and the wasting of your points.
Bring it on, Leolite. Show up next week,
Um,
and
come
I
back next
double
week.
dog dare you to try to mess with me again.
Wow.
Oh my God! And this is when you realize you say things like that, and this is when you fail, right?
Yeah,
but it'll get
party
more
wide.
points for it'll get more points for the library. So either way, I win.
True, it's true.
I mean,
Yes, also true.
I would say that he
All right.
could end up rolling a better character, but his character with no stats is rolling well.
Yeah, I know. No, it's great. I will say
His
this.
stats are like 7s and 9s, so yeah.
Real
Hey,
quickly,
was doing well too.
quickly, everyone. The plan is we will meet up next week. So, what day is it today? It's the 12th, right?
Yes.
So we'll meet on the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th, and then after that, I will be in the Philippines for a month. So we
You
won't.
can play from
Play
there.
from the Philippines.
I could, but I don't think it's going to happen. Actually, let me put a pen in that. We may see if we can do one session from the Philippines, and it would be like maybe 9 in the morning, my time. I don't know. I don't know what
It'd
the
just be
time
kinda
difference
cool to
is.
say, we're gaming from multiple continents.
It's
That's
true,
true.
and you'd have in the background probably a lot of noise going on and stuff, and so because I'd be on my
Probably.
laptop, so.
You gotta go out in
Yeah,
the
we
yard
made
with all the
practice.
chickens and stuff.
Yeah,
Or
literally.
will you be in the city?
I'll be in the suburbs, and I say suburbs in a way that is nothing like the suburbs are here.
Yes.
And yes,
You're
there
not
will
gonna-
be
you're
will
not
be
connectivity.
chickens, and there will be yeah.
I've got a couple
No.
friends that live in the Philippines, and every time they've done any calls with me, I'm like, "What's going on?"
You'll
with that
hear,
dog?" It's the chickens.
you'll hear roosters in the background, guaranteed. So.
I have not talked to anybody on the phone or over the internet from the Philippines that didn't have chickens going on.
So they live kind of on the edge of town, and but even the people in the city, a lot of people keep chickens in the city too. So.
I'm allowed to have 20 chickens here in Tacoma. I'm very tempted to do it.
I mean, don't they have restrictions on roosters though?
Yes, but so we could have a rooster. And there used to be somebody else in my neighborhood that had chickens, and if they had a rooster, I couldn't. But their rooster would have been close enough to make my chickens do eggs.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So, like down in Federal Way, I've got a family down there, and whenever we go down there, there's a neighbor that has. We hear the rooster every morning there, but I don't know why we're talking about roosters and chickens now. But in any case,
just prepping everyone just in case you do play from the Philippines. Be like, what's going
right.
on? Well,
actually, we're going to say that because of all this rooster talk, this leader of the cultists that's attacking you is a rooster-headed beast man. Yeah. He's the cock of the walk, baby. Yeah, it's chicken man. It's basically the chicken man from Family Guy.
Oh,
the giant chicken guy from Family Guy.
There
So
used to be a radio show called Chicken Man, so you can look it up, and I have every episode downloaded. It was the military played it on AFN when I was really little, so I used to love listening to Chicken Man.
Nice.
And when it came on, it was "Brock, Brock, Brock, Chicken Man."
That's just amazing, and I'm gonna have to Google it now.
There was a Super Chicken cartoon once upon a time too.
Yes.
Do we do the chicken dance now too? No, we won't do that.
I already did that at Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Oktoberfest is
yeah.
going on probably now. So, all right, guys, that's it for this week. So we'll meet again next week, closer to 7. I can actually start earlier if that would be better if we wanted to get on a little extra time.
I can probably start earlier because I've been doing.
6:37 is good for me.
Possibly.
I get off work at 5, so anytime after 5:45 is fine with me.
How would 6:30 be? You want to tentatively say 6:30?
Yeah, we definitely do 6:30.
Okay, and if things change between now and then, I'll of course let you know. But yeah, good session, everybody. Very effective use of sleep. I love the magic system in this game. I mean, I mean, it would have been cool to see.
He hasn't successful on his spell yet.
You know what though? Your time's gonna come. You have just as much chance, basically, as Stitch does. Is the way I understand it.
Yeah,
so.
There's got to be something that I'm missing to make his, because he's got great stats. He should. I mean,
right.
He's got an 18 personality, which is his casting stat.
Personality is basically the equivalent of wisdom in D&D. So yeah, and I'm gonna read up a little bit more on the magic myself. But I love the way the magic system works, and I love the
make sure we're not
fumbles
abusing
and
it.
all of that. No, you're not abusing it. I believe
Okay.
you. I'm seeing the rolls. You know, it's not like you're hiding anything from me. So, but yeah. All right, guys. I guess
thanks, man.
Take us offline.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody. Had a great game.
Next
Thank
week,
you, people that
Thanks,
watched.
Steve. Leolite, I will see you next week.
And,
Yep.
If they're here.
Weirdly, we're going to have an interview on channel tomorrow, so the library is now closed, but we'll be back tomorrow. Interview a new game designer, and then we'll have a game this Friday as well. So it's going to be
The game this Friday.
It's going to be Valorous Games coming on to run a game of Valor.
Cool.
And,
Sounds awesome.
and yeah, their Kickstarter closes soonish, so they're in a marvelous position where they had to kickstart a second printing of their game.
So it's called Valor.
Valor, yeah. Liana has done some stuff with the library. She came in at PAX and was part of our DM challenge.
Cool.
And all the creators there put in some really awesome games, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, this was the DM challenge at West this year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to reach out to people for PAX Unplugged for DM challenge. Dun, dun, dun.
Did you already cut the stream?
Nope, not yet. So
Okay.
Everyone, good
For
night,
those
and the
folks.
library is now closed.